Hello everyone, this is Robert Radford with 50 Years of Chess. I've got another game for you. It's my opponent is one Mr. Will Robinson. I guess you've heard that name before on Lost in Space, the TV series. But this is Will Robinson. He was a university student in Bristol, and then he was playing for Cabot Chess Club back on the 13th of October 2011. We clashed swords, so to speak, in a league match at South Bristol, where I was playing at the time. And Will's rating was, in ELO terms, about 1780 then, and I was 1848. So, as we look at this game, I am the white pieces, and I opened with e4. Will played c5, he's gone for Sicilian. Knight f3, d6. So instead of the usual opening it with d4, I played c4, which surprised me. He was expecting me to play d4, because I always do generally. But I played c4, which is sort of can be a more oxybind. Knight f6, knight c3. E6, d4, cd, knight takes d4, a6. So he's gone for a kind of Scheveningen Sicilian with the e6 and d6 and a6. Bishop e3, bishop e7, bishop d3, castles. So Will is probably quite happy with his situation here. He's got his king side developed and he's castled. I've not yet castled, but I've got all four of my minor pieces out on the board. Castles, knight on b8 to d7. So c5 is a square that usually, or e5 is a square that the black knight usually looks to be heading for. Rook c1, queen c7, f4. So I'm expanding on the king side where I tend to do my attacking, and Will is not yet been able to do anything like that, because that was the purpose of the c4 move. That's why it's called the Maroczy-Bind, because it stems at b5 push with the black pawn after a6. So he played b6, so he can fianchetto his bishop on b7 soon. So I played g4, so I'm really going after him here. 12 moves played, and if you look on the bar on the right, I've got a 1.7 plus advantage against him after 12 moves, so he's playing very passively. Now he's coming up his shell a bit with knight c5. I tap the knight. He probably should have gone knight takes bishop first, but he chose to move his knight back to e8. So then I withdrew the bishop to b1, so he couldn't take it off for the knight. He played f5. He's trying to break up my attack. And I took that pawn because I want open lines in the middle here. E takes f5 and e takes f5. So I can now go in knight into d5. Great big hole there for my knight to come in. It's beautiful. Knight d5. He played queen b7, and then I played queen f3. So he played king h8. So b4. He's gone into e6 now. Now this is interesting because he's now dropped the f pawn, because the knight is blocking the bishop. Protection of that f pawn. It's only protected by the rook, whereas I'm attacking it with the knight and bishop. So I took the pawn. That was his first mistake. But he tried to react by playing knight takes g5. So if I go pawn takes, he still wouldn't be able to win the knight because it's covered by the bishop, but he could play g3, and then when the knight moves, he would win my queen on f3. So I played pawn takes knight. Obviously he's going to play g6, I'm waiting for that, but not yet. He's played bishop takes f5, bishop takes f5, and now g6. But a couple of things going on here now. This is where the robot usually says in the Space Family Robinson program, Lost in Space, danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. There's a lot of danger involved here now because of bishop d4 check. He played knight to g7. I ignored that with bishop takes knight check. King takes. Then I can break the pin with queen c3 check. And at this stage, he played the king back and then resigned because he realised that I've got bishop d6 check, and he has the only way he can prevent mate is by playing rook to f7, and I'll take that as well. So he will only have a queen, rook, bishop left, whereas I've got two rooks, queen, bishop and knight. It's a bit of a wholesale slaughter, and it's a mate in 3. So bishop e6 check, rook f7, bishop takes f7, king f8, and queen h8, which is a mate. Yeah, that's it. So Will resigned, and that was that game over and done with in 24 moves. And all I can say is I was quite pleased with that game. But he didn't play very adventurously. He left it too late to start trying to break out. By then, his fate was already sealed. So I enjoyed this game. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you again with another one soon. Thanks very much.